ABNcast has come down not far from our base in London to the Excel Centre in London for MRO Europe. It's a very busy morning. We're at the very start of the morning and a lot of people have been flooding in.
Yep.
I'm on the BAE stand with VJ Singh.
Excellent.
And the great thing about coming and doing you first is that you had some interesting news this morning.
Absolutely.
So tell us what that news is and we'll talk a bit about in more detail.
Well, first of all, always excited to be here. London is a great place. It's a very lively place.
Yeah.
And with this lively place, we're excited to announce our new brand. It's Horizon Solutions for Aftermarket Support and Services.
Yeah.
Really excited about the name because it represents what future looks like for us.
Okay.
So we're excited about that announcement.
Yeah. So Horizons, these brandings don't just come out of nowhere. You've held the name Horizons. What is it? What is it? Obviously, Horizon is the future, I guess.
Yes.
Looking forward, not
Yes.
back. So explain a bit more about why you've chosen that particular branding.
So look, as we look at the market and as we look at our customers and their needs, clearly, this market is growing.
Yeah.
There is a bright future ahead for this commercial aviation market. And as with the fleets, we want to keep it flying.
Yeah.
And we want to keep it efficient. We want to keep it forward looking. And that's why we're looking at the future. And we're saying, how do we set up for success for us and for our customers for the future?
Yeah.
And when you look at the future, what is the first thing that comes up? What's on the horizon?
Yeah.
That's how we came up with Horizon Solutions.
Okay.
Really investing in it for the future, thinking about capabilities, thinking about solutions for our customers as they prepare for their future.
Yeah. We'll go into some of the details of what those solutions are because there's things you've always done, but there's more. So it's not just a rebranding; it's actually a growth story as well. But just on that, the demand from the industry. I was in some of the conference sessions yesterday.
Yeah.
All the talk is the aging fleet issue, keeping aircraft in the air. But it's really about being efficient and actually sort of making the most out of the assets you've got, which in any time, that's a good idea.
Absolutely.
At the moment, it's kind of become an essential.
Yeah.
So although there's a lot of challenges in the industry, it's pushing the aviation industry to be a lot more efficient. And that's a really good thing, yeah? So
yeah, absolutely.
You should see I know it's hard work and a challenge.
Yeah.
But there is a positive. Is that what how do you assess where the market is in that sense with this aging fleet issue and parts supply chain challenges?
No, absolutely. So if you think about today, right, you obviously have an aging fleet, but also you have an amazing ramp up of production. The production rates that we are seeing have never been seen before.
Yeah, okay.
So you have both those elements of a fleet that is pretty reliable but is aging and will have its obsolescence challenges.
Yeah.
But you also have a fleet that is coming in faster than we have ever seen. And obviously, with a new fleet, you have some challenges of them in service.
I believe Boeing is near to their limit now. They are bringing those aircraft through, so that's
exactly.
Good news.
It's always happy to have more healthy customers and driving growth in this sector.
Yeah.
But if you think about those two dynamics, the customers expect more proactive management from us. So if there are challenges, they want to be aware of those challenges before, and and for us to solve them before it hits their operations.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that they want to ask for. The second thing is they really want solutions that are tailored to them, right? Traditionally, when we think about reliability, when we think about maintenance solutions, even when we think about proactive fleet management, we've always thought about fleet averages.
Yeah.
But now is the time with a lot of data, with machine learning, how can we make that tailored for the customer's fleet?
Yeah.
A customer A flies differently from a customer B. We have to take into account their operations, their flying conditions, their market conditions, and their operations to design solutions which are tailored to them rather than doing it at a fleet average perspective.
Yeah.
And then the third element is really innovation, right? How do we bring innovation into services and support? How do we utilize AI? How do we utilize data better to make sure that we are driving the best solutions for our customers? And look, our future will be decided by what we do today.
Yeah.
So operational excellence is key to us to maintaining the credibility within the business as well as with our customers. So those are the 3 or 4 brand values that we talk about in Horizon to make sure that we're ready for today, we're executing today, and we're ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the big theme of yesterday. Everyone was asked, what do you want as an airline?
Yeah.
it's essentially predictability of the future, isn't it? It's
Absolutely.
It's just predict what's going to happen and smooth the bumps out. So we're not constantly being buffeted by things we didn't know were going to happen or couldn't be prepared for. Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's the key thing. And that might be predictive maintenance in itself, but actually that mindset goes to everything. That predictive aspect can start at the construction, the manufacturing stage. You bake it in there, then you put it in for the life cycle. And that's probably what you're talking about, isn't it?
It's really the digital thread, right?
Yeah.
Right. If you think about a capability or a part or a product, right from when it was incepted as a new original equipment product, to when it goes into service, to all the maintenance, to everything that you do during the service operations, how do you maintain that continuity so that when you're moving to a more predictive solution, you're doing it to that part?
Yeah.
What is applicable to Lee is not applicable to VJ.
Yeah.
It's very different solutions. It's very different techniques. So that's what we're trying to get to is, each part, each aircraft, each operation has its unique identifier. We want to take that into account and really move from break fix to proactive fleet management.
Yeah.
The last thing an airline or a customer, even a flying customer like me wants, is a delayed flight or a cancelled flight. So,
or if it happens, the ability to fix it quickly, get you on your way.
Exactly.
So as we said, Horizons covers a lot of activity you were always doing.
Yep.
But then there's more. So what are you doing? What are you going to be doing more of now you've created this new Horizons division?
Yeah. So I think if you think about more of capability from a data analytics, AI, machine learning perspective, now create models which are very much customer-based models. They're not fleet average-based models. And utilize that to then create tailored solutions for our customers. So overhauls, typical, overhauls at certain intervals, which are more customized to a certain fleet rather than a fleet average.
Yeah.
We're also looking at how do we create asset pools and, provide trade-ins to our customers for things that, they need an immediate response. They don't want to wait for 60
That's addressing supply.
Exactly.
Because we know there's hoarding of parts, which only exacerbates the situation.
Yeah. And we're also thinking about, if you think about maybe expendables or attritables, how can we create a subscription service which, hey, you had a challenge with Flex, I'm just calling it a handset, right?
Yeah.
If you had a challenge with a handset, you don't want to go through the whole process of, okay, what's the diagnostics of this handset? Let me take that and take it back to the shop. Let's just do a subscription service where you have a problem with a handset, I'm going to replace your handset.
Yeah.
All of these are in works. We're going to come out with some of these solutions. But really the mindset is, how do we make it easy for the customers? How do we make it innovative for us to drive the best efficiency? And how do we make it proactive so that it's not a challenge to their operations? Their operations run smooth. They don't even notice that we are there.
Yeah. You're just one piece of a big jigsaw in aviation. There's so many players, so many stakeholders. There's a huge ecosystem. It's almost, you don't need to say it particularly, but so you can do what you can do. But yesterday, again, there was talk about, well, what can the OEMs do? Maybe there needs to be some flexibility there. Talk about USM and bringing that in more, maybe additive processes to create, on the creative. Yeah. So all these play a part in this jigsaw for the overall solution.
Absolutely.
Well, what do you want to see as a BAE Systems in terms of the ecosystem working together for the end goal?
I think you're absolutely right. And the aviation ecosystem is a pretty tight ecosystem. And we love that because, we talk to each other. We understand how to affect our customers. How do we do the best thing for our customers? So we have a common mission and a vision to make our customers' operations the most, efficient and effective.
Yeah.
So, but I think there are challenges from a data sharing perspective. How do we share data across the board with a thought process of how do we make our customers most efficient? I think that's one thing that I would love to see as we grow Horizon Solutions is to say, how do we share that data effectively within the ecosystem so that all of us become intelligent?
Yeah.
All of us become better. And we have a flow as I said before, we have a flow of a part from when it was conceived in in a factory to when it goes through the operations to when it's finally sunset, and we already have thought about what does it get replaced by.
Yeah.
So I think that thread in that ecosystem will be critical for success as we look at the future.
So you talked about doing more in AI and the sort of the tech that everyone wants to talk about.
Yeah.
So there's lots of cynicism about AI, but we know it's actually happening. It's real and it's actually being used and utilized.
Yeah.
In areas maybe that the consumers don't see, but it's actually, we know, we can see it happening.
Yeah.
One thing it also potentially does is show to a workforce out there. We know the big issue is workforce.
Yes.
Lack of people coming into aviation, particularly maybe the younger generation. And what is going to attract them to this industry is, I want to work on the greatest technologies. And this is a place to do it. So how does the industry get that message out there more effectively so that you're not constantly fighting this skills battle?
You're absolutely right. And I think it will be a continuous process for us to be out there talking about how we are taking you away. So if you look back, when I was a young guy, maybe, 50 odd years before, 90% of my time was looking at how do I get the data? How do I massage the data? How do I make the data better? All of that challenge is gone today.
Yeah.
Today, we have models that basically, the data is right. Now, how do you make intelligent decisions out of the data is what the younger generation is challenged about.
Yeah.
And that's the message we want to get out to the people, the talent, the younger generation, to say, look, now we really need your brains.
Yeah.
We used our brains to make the data better during our time, but this is the time when we have solved that challenge for you. But we really need your, outside in thinking, your decision making, your diversity of thought to help drive decisions for your customers.
Yeah.
Impact that you're gonna be making is huge.
That's it, isn't it? Like, because this industry, by its nature, has the biggest challenges.
Oh yeah,
particularly I think about sustainability is the big one.
Yeah.
But because it has the biggest challenge, there's the biggest amount of impact.
Exactly.
There's other industries, you're not going to have much of an impact.
No,
so creating a new website to sell widgets or something. But this is where you can actually change things, can't you?
And
I guess that for the young people who have a vision to do that.
And there is longevity in there, right? This is where to do it. I've spent 23 years in aviation. There's not a day in my life that I've thought about going to any other industry. It's about passion here. It's the impact that we bring in, impact that the teams bring in, working with smart people. It's amazing. This industry is where the magic lies, and I've always been enthralled by that magic.
Yeah. And before we wrap up, there's a few words on your customers then. So with this New Horizons division, do you expect your customer mix to change? What's kind of airlines you work with?
I think we work with everybody that flies the fleet that we have. So we'll continue to work with them. I think it will be important for us to work with some of the operation side of the airlines to make sure that we understand their fleets, understand their operations. So I think if you think about the customer base, will still remain the same. I think we'll be expanding who we interact with so that we can give them much better solutions to them.
And a more global reach, is that?
Yeah, we already have a global reach.
Do.
So we have a presence in Singapore. We have a presence in Europe here. And then we have a couple of presence in US as well. And I think, as the fleet grows, we will be evaluating where do we need to be positioned more. So it's a great problem to have. It's always exciting when you have growth, and then you have to, figure out how do you feel that growth. So I think that's what we're excited about.
You said before about being passionate about this industry, 23 years, and you say, come to these shows regularly, I'm sure. There is a big buzz. I mean, the amount of people coming in today was quite startling.
Amazing.
So it's a busy old 2 days we've got ahead of us.
Yes.
What do you get out of being here for these 2 days? Why is it important the industry comes together physically? You don't have to be physical, but
I think, look, there is something to be said about being physical in a space together, right? We are all humans. We are all social animals. So we love to interact with each other. If you and I had this conversation over a Zoom, I don't think it would be that there. I don't think I could do it. I think, getting to meet people, getting to meet thought leaders of this industry, having coffee chats with them, having chats like this, you always learn a lot, right? You always have this thought process of, hey, what is the other guy doing that I can probably think about partnering with? Or
you said there's the need to share a bit more.
Oh, yeah, there's a need to share.
So this is the safe space to do it, isn't it? Or these kind of places are the safe space where you do that knowing it's fine to do it.
Absolutely.
But you wouldn't do it over a Zoom call or something, or an email exchange.
When COVID hit, and then people basically said, hey, it's the end of air travel. And I sat down and said, well, I still got to go and meet Lee.
Yeah.
I still got to have coffee with him. I'm going to still travel. So I don't know what you're talking about as the end.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. At the ultimate, what we're talking about today is an industry where demand for the actual product has never been higher.
It's never been higher.
Just can't supply it. Yeah. We can't, so there's pressures on pricing then because demand and supply out of kilter. So it's so important.
It is very important.
We manage the supply side better. So.
Absolutely.
So it's great to hear that a company like BAE is bringing capacity into the market with Horizons. Congratulations on that launch.
Thank you so much. We're really excited about it.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on ABNcast. And here's to a great 2 days of the show. Thanks, VJ.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee. It was such a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah.
All the best for MRO Europe, and we'll catch up again.
We will, I'm sure. Okay. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.